All right, guys, welcome to week 6 in our challenge. And week 6, or this is month 3 of 2025. So we are starting week 6 on our 11-month long challenge. Last week was sadly a losing week. We were actually floating about $700 in profit. And then, as you can see here, at our low here, this is about 700. And then our trade flipped on us. We were very busy last week, so didn't really pay attention much to the flip here. We're hoping that we had a beautiful closure, which we did. That we're hoping we're going to get the pullback around here to create that right shoulder to then sell off again. And that is why we didn't close. We kept holding. And as you can see, the flip back down did not happen, and it did hit us for a loss last week. And then AUD, NZD, same thing. We got in on the left head, right shoulder, sell off. We were in profit, almost to take profit here. And then came back, spread closed, wicked us out. And that happened to be our 2 losses from last week. But we were able to make back 90% of our profits and only end the week in a loss of $160. So, with that being said, let's jump right into week 6 and start our market breakdown. Obviously, we have to reset all of our charts. So, how do we reset it? We bring everything back to 0. All right, bring our duds all the way to the bottom here. All right, so we'll start with the GBP CHF, our trade from last week that we took for sells. Should have closed out, and that we didn't. As of right now, weekly is bearish. Lower high, lower low. Right here, left head, right shoulder, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low, shift to structure, lower high, lower low. And now we are retesting the neckline roughly, as you can see here, kind of. But I wouldn't take this trade because we are actually bullish, or we're bearish, but we are now above a weekly area of interest. Let's go down to our daily. Our daily is bullish, but as you can see, we have creating, our daily is bearish as well. My bad. So weekly bearish, daily bearish. We are at a right shoulder creation, and our 4 hour is actually bearish as well. That's pretty cool. So we have 3 time frames in sync. We are at our right shoulder. Do we have an area of interest here? We do. So on the daily, let's make this daily area of interest. Remember, our dailies are purple. Let's get rid of some of these yellow boxes from last week. We don't need all that in there. We don't need this one down there either. And this right here. Let's go to our weekly and see that's the box we just drew. Let's make sure that it's big enough. Yep, we're in the clear. So as of now, we have 3 time frames in sync. Obviously, we're looking for the sells. So where would perfect entry be? Actually, look at this here. Let's go down our on our daily chart. Maybe we can. Is that a bit too big? Let's go to our. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so we're coming right into our a daily zone area of interest there. Weekly, is there any kind of weekly structure? There is a weekly structure point all the way up here. As you can see here, we did have a huge wick up in there 2 weeks ago. Okay. So there is a potential that we continue to see this push because look how high our weekly lower high is at. But our daily is potential to be a right shoulder, which could be a beautiful, we get in up there and we continue last week's trade and hold it to here and then potentially see that actual fill that we took last week. So I'm already liking this. Let's go to our 4 hour. Like I said, if it does reach all the way up here, hopefully it's just a wick in. But this could be a left head, right shoulder creation as well. But we did have a doji rejection here from Friday. So, and we are above our 4 hour area of our 4 hour EMA, which is a little concerning. We don't really like to be we want to be below it if we're going to be selling off. Okay, there is a 4 hour area of interest here as well. So we're in a good zone. we're in a good zone to sell. But I don't like where our EMAs are. So with that being said, we're not interested in this trade at the moment, because we are above the 4 hour and we are above the 1 hour, but they are pretty close together. I would be interested, as you can see, our 1 hour is actually bullish. I would be interested if we could get too many lines in here. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Can I? It's safe to get rid of that one. Not really, but yeah. As you can see, there's just a lot of structure there. I actually want to keep that. I do think that's a good one to keep. Okay. Let's make these smaller so I don't really see them a whole lot. Left head. I do like the cells on this. Ultimately, the cells are what I'm interested in. And not only am I, if we can get in the cells here, I will look to continue to hold. My first take profit would be this area of interest here. And if we get a close below and a retest below, I will continue to hold the sell for something like this. That is what I'm looking for ultimately. And I do like this setup. I will wait for our entry signal and a shift to structure. Is there a round psychological level in there? No, there's not, but it's close. It's very, very close. What this one is around psych in here. There is a round psych level in this zone here. Let's go here. Coordinates. It's at the bottom. So potentially we are looking for ultimately, let's say ultimately we're looking for, we get this is your lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, shift to structure here, higher high, higher low. So higher high, higher low. So ultimately we are looking for this candlestick, 18 minutes to close higher high, give us a shift to structure, and then our 1 hours to catch up. Or ultimately, we are waiting for our price action to come stoop below this zone here, break, retest to then sell. And then we're playing the short game at something like this. So just kind of waiting and watching. Next one is AUD NZD. So last week I said we took a loss on this trade. We wanted to scale in there, never got in. Let's get rid of this arrow. Oop, that's not the arrow. Get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Okay, on the weekly, what do we have? We have a bearish weekly, higher low, lower low, daily. Ooh, we have a beautiful double top. As you can see, that is where we took the trade last week on the double top at an area of interest. That's why we took the sells last week, because of this double top formation. As of now, it is still bearish. So daily and weekly are bearish. 4 hour is obviously bullish. And quite frankly, if we get a beautiful left head shift, right shoulder, I am interested in taking these sells once again. Doing the same thing from last week, I will just sell once again. I'm just waiting for the same setup to happen again. This ultimately, if I don't get the setup now, this ultimately could give us the right shoulder way up here, reject these areas like it did prior, and then give us the entry. But ultimately, like I said, let's just wait for us to get the entry signal to then sell. Let's go 30-minute looks like. Yeah. NZD CAD. All right. What are we seeing on the NZD CAD here? Higher high. Get rid of some of this structure. All right. So weekly is bearish. How is it bearish? Higher high, higher low. Shift to structure. lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So in order to go bullish, we need to shift structure above this point here. So weekly is bearish, daily is bullish. How is it bullish? There's a huge red candle there. Well, it didn't close below the structure point. It actually tagged bottom. So it is currently bullish. Higher high, higher low, no shift, higher high, higher low. So it is bullish, but it does look like if we could get the retest like this, we could see the right shoulder creation. 4 hour is bearish. Yeah, and there's a left head, right shoulder there, neckline retest. This could be one of those quick 1-2s. I like this, just thinking about it like this, stops there and chase the lows for a quick 1 to 2. I will be happy with something like that. CAD and JPY. Okay, so this is one of those big trades that we want to see this candlestick fill. So we have a left head, right shoulder. As you can see here, let me grab the thing. Left head, right shoulder, right? We're waiting for the retest. As you can see, we've already got our sell box and our alarm set. We had the giant push. Weekly is bearish. Daily is also bearish. And you can see there's a double top formation. And we already have our alarm set from last week. We have had this set up from last week, waiting for the retest to then sell. We have an inverted head and shoulders on the 4 hour, which is very nice, which means we could potentially see that pullback. And then we will wait for an entry signal in a pattern and a shift to structure to then sell. All right, next one is AUD All right, what are we looking at here? So weekly is bearish, huge selling candlestick here. Well, we had a shift, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, shift, low, higher higher low. Okay, a higher high, higher low there. So we did have a bearish engulfing. So weekly is actually bearish. Quite frankly, I'm not interested in selling this. There is a huge head and shoulders formation on the weekly. What does the monthly look like? Left head, right shoulder as well. Okay, okay. Daily is bearish with a double top formation, and weekly is also bearish. So I'm not super interested in this trade. I am a little interested in this trade. Why? Because I do want to see this candlestick fill. But if you look at the weekly, like there's nothing down here. Nothing down here. It's yeah. You're playing a dangerous game when you get down to these levels here. So I'm not, yeah, I don't know. I like it just for the potential fact that we could get we can get a pullback to here and then a sell off to then maybe potentially chase this wick. But like I said, that then we've been only working off a pattern. There is around psychological level in there and a double top, and two time frames will be in sync, making, and then we'll have the shift structure with the head and shoulders formation. This could be, as you see, we are already having a shift and the pushback is coming. So this will potentially make its way back up here and give us an entry signal. For now, I'm not interested in buying into it because there's nothing to base off of buys other than pure luck. But we will set an alarm. We will set an alarm up into this zone just to kind of see what does happen. Move that to our watching tab. The next one is USD CAD. All right. So what are we seeing on USD CAD? Absolutely nothing. Weekly is bearish. Daily is bullish. No structure, nothing there, nothing pretty. And 4 hour is also bullish. Nothing there other than a huge structured line coming in this zone. I am not interested in this trade. This looks like crap. I don't like it. All right, next one is NZD JPY. And you see, this is one of those that we want to fill this wick from last week. We had the cells set up, but our entry never came in and never triggered. I can see it does look like it did trigger, but it did not trigger for us. We do have an evening star formation here. No, morning star formation. Pardon me. Morning star formation here. This could come back to give us an entry, but yes, I can see here there was our alarm when an alarm got hit. But at that point, there was really not much to work with other than it broke and just retested this structure point. We were hoping that in the 4 hour was still kind of way up here. We were hoping to get some structure and build up to sell off, but we did not get it. There was no entry. So therefore, there was no trade. As of now, I am not interested in this trade. USD CHF weekly. We have the buys laid out from last week. We'll see if the buys are still valid. So as of now, higher high, higher low, weekly with a weekly area of interest, break and push with a even morning star formation candle coming in. We are at it looks like a daily area of interest at a daily EMA. Our daily is also bearish. Weekly was bullish. Daily is bearish. We're almost above the daily here to give us bullish daily on our 4 hour is also bullish. So bullish, bearish, bullish. We did not take that trade. And left, there's no structure. 2 time frames are not in sync. And even if it does, we could see an inverted head and shoulders here. You see that? So I would personally, though, I would want to see it close above like this, making our daily bullish, giving us that bullish structure on the daily, and then come back to recreate that right shoulder to then buy. As of now, I don't like it until this comes bullish, quite frankly. It just needs to come bullish because then we have 2 time frames. We'll have 3 time frames in sync, actually, which will be nice. I do like that it's giving us good structure and building blocks to go up. And you can see here, left head, right shoulder here, or there can be a left head, right shoulder, didn't work, and valid left head and right shoulder. Okay. Well, we can actually see a left head. Is that a right shoulder? Maybe. Or is this the right shoulder? Maybe. You know what I mean? And now we have the break. And now we want to see it build structure, give us that bearish or bullish structure point on the daily, and then make structure, head and shoulders, come back down here, take the sells, and then boom, into our head and shoulders or inverted head and shoulders formation, and then we take the buys. So with that being said, this is not going to be a fast trade. We're thinking maybe Wednesday, maybe even Thursday setup. And it depends if market moves fast. So I am going to put this on the watching. I'm actually going to put a structure point in here like so. So I remember we are looking for the buys. We want it to go bullish, retest, then buy. Waiting for the retest to then sell. Okay, waiting for the retest and sell, waiting for the retest and sell. Retest and sell. All right. Euro JPY. All right, what do we see here? We got a left head, right shoulder. Okay, neckline retest. We have a morning star formation, weekly. Okay, we had a very strong weekly area of interest right here. Not interested in this trade. No one likes JPY anyways. Next one, CAD CHF. Let's get rid of, we got alarms here we can get rid of. Casey. All right. So weekly is bearish. See, higher high, higher low, shift to structure, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so weekly is bearish. We are bouncing around this structure point pretty aggressively. We kind of have a double top formation there. But also, it's like we're bouncing between this structure point too. There's also a weekly area of interest right here. So now we're stuck in between two weekly areas of interest. What are we going to do? Quite frankly, we want to see it break above to then buy or break below to then sell. But if it broke below, how would we know when to take profit? You don't. So quite frankly, just for it to be this low, I'm not interested. As you can see, we did play it a few times, but because of the left head, right shoulder. Anyways, I don't want to sell this. If you sell it, you have to sell on a lower time frame right now. And there's no structure here. There is an inverted head and shoulders to bring us back up into the zone, but there is no structure. There's nothing here other than, just chaotic messes. Next one is GBP NZD. I already looking at the daily. We have nothing to do with this. Let's get rid of this alarm though. Weekly. Yeah, weekly's bullish. Way up there, just flying like a kite. Could have a pullback into a daily area of interest here. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. That's not what we want to get rid of. Get rid of that. So we could see the pullback. Still not really interested in this trade at all. GBP USD. Let's get rid of this alarm from last week. All right. So what do we see here? We see a nasty head and shoulders inverted with a shift of structure. Okay, so weekly is actually bullish. How is it bullish? Higher high, higher low. Shift to structure, lower high, lower low. Lower high, lower low. Okay, actually, this, I'm not going to count this elbow, actually. I mean, we should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so lower high, lower low, shift to structure. Weekly is bullish. Daily. Okay, what do we see here? We have a head and shoulders on the daily. Okay. So week daily and 4 hour are both bearish. And my drawings last week look like we want sells, and it looks like I think I still want sells actually. So our 4 hour is actually bullish. Our daily is bearish. The drawing looks like it had neckline retest and then sell for the right head and shoulder with, yeah. Okay, is there around psychological level in there? No psychs. No. Ooh, wait, was there? No. No psych on psych. Rejection. We're way up there. Okay, for 1 hour. Oh, actually, this is nice. Everything's bullish. So it's not nice, but it looks like it's gonna set us up potentially really nice because we have the left here. Let's go on the 4 hour here. We got a left head, right shoulder. Yep. Lots of patterns. Okay, we have the push. On the daily, what do we have? We have a left head. Well, that was bad. Let's restart over. Left head. Both of these are head. Now we're creating a right shoulder to then sell. So with that being said, and our EMAs are on place. EMAs on top. So, and we have daily bearish. And if we want sells, we're going to have to create some structure, right? Build all the way up here, shift, give us another head and shoulders on the 4-hour at the neckline area of interest to then sell. 1 hour. Let's go to our 30 minutes. Lower low. Okay, we need a lower high. Okay. I do like this. I am going to set an alarm. I am going to put this in our waiting for an entry tab. But I don't think this is going to happen tonight. I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow night, Wednesday. We will sell to here. Yeah, we might even just take a 1 to 2 on that. Something like that. I do like that setup. It does look good. It's a very good potential. Next one is GJ. Left head, right shoulder on the weekly is bearish. Weekly's head non-psychological level. Double top. Weekly is still, or daily is still bearish. Looks like we're having a pullback into our weekly area of interest and our daily area of interest with a daily EMA. 4 hours and inverted head and shoulders, and it's also bearish. We are not interested in this trade unless it comes up into our area of interest all the way up here for the sells. As of right now, all we are waiting for is for more structure and more patterns to then sell. I am going to put this in our watching tab because I'm not too fond of it, but it's good to watch and good to learn. Okay, so if you've been here for a long time, you know I've had this freaking area of interest here for months, forever. It's been here. It tells me to short. When it's at this level, sell. It's at this level right now. So weekly's bullish. Daily's bullish. Look at this. Look at that. Just all it did was just right up. Just crawled its way up in there. I ain't selling right now. Why would you want to sell? Why would you want to sell into that? This is like growth. And first off, why do I want to sell at this level? Well, go to the monthly chart and look how many times it has rejected this area of interest. Once it broke, this month had a huge candlestick, neckline retest on the monthly there. Beautiful sell off. It's been below this zone since 2016. 2016, it's been below this area of interest. Now, do you see why I want to sell it when it comes into this area? So we're just going to wait. Wait for our entry. Like I said, we're not doing it this week. We might not do it next week. We might not do it in a month. I don't know. But I am going to put this on the on-the-way chart because I will pay attention to it all week, every day, because this pair has consumed my life just a little bit. But we won't talk about that. Next one is GBP AUD. Weekly is bullish. As you can see here, there is a bullish push. Weekly is bullish. Daily is bullish as well. And 4-hour is bullish. I am not interested in this pair. There is no structure. There is no rhyme or reason. It's just massive candlesticks. So no thank you. Not worth the risk. Next one is AUD CAD. Okay, so what do we have here? Weekly is bullish. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, shift to structure, higher high, higher low. So weekly is bullish. We had a beautiful rejection off a weekly area of interest. We are now sitting inside of a daily area of interest. Also, a weekly area of interest here, as you can see. Make that smaller like that. Turn it blue. All right. So now let's go down to our daily. Daily is bearish. Double top formation. Is there a round psych in there? There is a round psych just above it. So it's just above, which is inconvenient. There is also a round psych in this box here. So weekly's, daily's bearish, 4 hour. Bearish. Really not interested in this one. I do like the potential retest and then sell at this weekly area of interest here. But I think we're actually going to start seeing an upwards push potentially because it is a new week. It's a new month. It's March 2nd, first day of the market opening in March. So this week could be very interesting for us. Do you like No, I don't like this one. We're gonna call it. Actually, I'm gonna put it up top here and maybe we'll come back to it in the middle of the week. But right now, not worth it. AUD USD, same thing. It's weekly's way down there, 4 hour. Yeah. We could see, like on this one, you could see the pullback into this 4 hour area of interest. There's one here too, but also now you're below a daily area of interest, it looks like. Yeah. Just no good. No good. Euro NZD, same thing. Look at that daily push, weekly. Yeah, all last week. This is all week last week. Just continuations. Market push, market push. We're not going to play with that. Euro NZD or Euro USD, my bad. So, what do we see here? Let's go to weekly. Weekly's bearish. Daily is bearish. Okay. 4 hour is bullish. Well, it is. There's 22 minutes left. If this closes above this, it's bullish. Currently, it is bearish. But you can see there's a head and shoulders formation here at a 4 hour area of interest. Is there around psych in there? Around psych is just outside of the box. Just outside the box there. So you could play this. This would be straight high risk. Straight high risk. That's what that would be. For a 1-2, it'd be like boom, boom. You got in, you got out. I'm not interested. I am gonna put this in here to kind of watch on the way. Euro CHF. Left head, right shoulder. Potential weekly is bullish. Weekly is bullish. Daily, we have a double top formation potential coming into a daily area of interest. I am actually going to delete that area of interest and create this area of interest right there. Make that purple. We could even stretch this one this way. Beautiful. So this is the neckline potential. Daily's bearish, weekly is bullish, right? Yeah, weekly is bullish, definitely bullish. Daily is bearish, and 4 hour is probably bearish as well. Always bullish, 4 hour, daily. It's kind of hard on this one because look at the consolidation. We kind of had doji, 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 doji. You know what I mean? Doji, doji. So do you want to get in this trade? And this is today. Like look this, obviously the market moves fast. Like this, boom, boom, closes, boom, closes, and then it slowly fills. And then just one day we got doji, doji, 2 days of no movement. And then one day, boom, boom, doji, 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 big movement. Doji, 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 big movement. So now we're going to see doji, 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 big movement. You know what I mean? So do you want to risk sitting in this trade and potentially sit in it for 5 days, take fees and all that, and then just get whipped out because it goes the wrong direction? No, thanks. I'll stay away from that one. All right. We had sales marked up on that one, it looks like, and that didn't happen. We do have a left head, right shoulder on the weekly, and we are actually bearish. Daily is going to be bullish as I'll get out. 4 hours should be bullish as well, but there's no patterns. There's nothing to it other than an area of interest and a round psychological level. So, I mean, there's an inverted head and shoulders there. You could take it on the retest and then buy to there, but that doesn't make sense. Yeah, it makes a little sense, but there's just nothing really to base off of it. There's not enough patterns. There's not enough structure. It's too spaced out. There's more pretty trades out there. Next one is Euro GBP. Weekly's bearish. We have an alarm set for a pullback to then sell, but I don't know if we're gonna keep that. Daily is also bearish. I don't like it anymore. 4 hour. No thanks. Euro AUD. That doesn't look pretty. Weekly is bullish. Daily is bullish. Could see a giant pullback. We are running into a daily area of interest at this zone here. As you can see, rejection, double bottom, but small candlesticks, lots of days to move. 4 hour, no pattern, just continuous movement. No, thank you. NZD USD. That looks ugly too. Yeah, just garbage. Not worth the headache. That's what this looks like. Not worth the headache. USD JPY. All right, left head, right shoulder, add a weekly area of interest. Is there a round psych in there? There is a round psych. Oh, that's not what I wanted. 5. That's what I wanted. Well, actually, we can go that one too. A lot of round psychological levels in there. It's a JPY pair, that's why. Daily is bullish, daily's bullish, weekly bearish. Daily, we're coming up into, is there a daily area of interest in here? I mean, you could call boom, 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 a daily area of interest if you wanted to. Come in here, snag that. That's even around psychological level in the daily. Where's our 4 hour EMA? We are above our 4 hours. So daily and 4 hour are actually bullish. So right there, we're already not interested in this pair. Yeah, I want nothing to do with this. We already had a nice low retesting. Yeah, no thanks. All right, our last one of the night, gold. Gold. So last week we made up all of our losses by playing gold on this huge sell. So now we're having a huge pullback. Gold is correlated with Bitcoin just a little bit. As of right now, what do we see for gold? Personally, I think gold's just going to come back to like this area of interest and bounce around a little bit. And then ultimately, we might see it sell off again. Just unless it does break above, then we could see it push. But at this area of interest right here, we could just see gold continue to sell off on the lower time frames. You got a lot of stuff going on in here. Yeah, there's nothing really here for a swing trade on gold. We'll have to play in the moment. I said, remember, guys, we're gonna go live trade Monday through Wednesday. Every single morning now, we will be doing live trading. So that'll make things a little bit easier and a little bit better. So let's go over our final trades of the week. We are ultimately looking for the sells on GBP CHF. And we're not sure if that's even going to happen. So this is at the bottom of our watch list. AUD, NZD. I said this again. We are also ultimately looking for the sells. Daily is bullish. 4 hour is bullish. And weekly is bearish. Yeah. I'm not interested in buying into this at all. But might be best just to kind of stay away. We gotta actually we'll just go over these one more time. Let's break them down because now I'm seeing buys potentially. Left bottom, double bottom. We have a nice strong zone there. Okay. We could ultimately just fill that wick, which is kind of completely opposite what I said earlier, but and come all the way back up here and actually yeah, because we did break this structure and now we're above. I actually kind of like that a lot. 4 hours there. But why are we having nice rejections? We're having beautiful rejections off of that weekly, daily, 1 hour. Hmm. You know what? Actually, I'm actually just gonna raise my alarm to here. And then once my alarm goes off, once it's back at our area of interest, we'll go over it from there. But the buys could be in order. or if we do break below, the sells could be in order. GBP, CHF. Now let's break this down a little bit better now. Okay, so weekly is bearish. Daily, that's right. So this is creating that head and shoulders formation. So ultimately, we are still looking for sells, even though the daily's bearish and 4-hour is bearish as well. So yeah, we're looking for the shift to then sell. I do like this one still as my top pair of the week. I don't know why AUD, NZD just kind of confused me there for a second. NZD CAD, we're waiting for the right shoulder potential on the left head and shoulder. Left head and right shoulder. Wait for the retest of the area of interest, EMAs for sells. CAD, JPY, waiting for the giant pullback to then sell. This one is better than CAD, JPY. GU, you're waiting for the lower time frames to have our shift to structure, head and shoulders at an area of interest to then sell. CAD JPY, like I said, waiting for the pullback to then sell. AUD CHF, wait for the pullback to then sell. USD CHF, wait for the pullback to then buy. And GJ, wait for the pullback to then sell. That is what I got for you this week. I know it's kind of a good week. What do we got for news? We got PMI for USD. We have NFP for USD. So it is going to be a very fun week. NFP week is the hardest week. NFP week is the best week. With that being said, guys, remember this is week 6 of our challenge where we took $500 and now we have brought it up to $1,700 in the last 5 weeks. We're not here to flip an account. We're here to show you that if you take a small amount of money and you stay consistent, you can build your account from $500 or even $100 up to 6 figures or close to 6 figures, at least 5 figures in the span of 11 months, 12 months. So that being said, like I said, this is week 6. I'm taking $500 to 6 figures over the span of 1 year. So if you want to take along, we have free access to the free access Discord, and then we have our pro members. I appreciate y'all for being here. If you have any questions, please ask away now.